What would it mean to be able to talk to angels? How would that change your life? Join us now on Angel Talk Tuesday as the psychic angel channelers Julie Geigle, Susan Schueler, and Kari Larson allow angels to speak directly through them, sharing messages from beyond. As you bathe in the vibrational frequency of the angels here, you will begin to open up to a stronger and clearer communication of your own. The purpose of this show is to help you awaken, expand, and remember the magnificent being that you are and the mission you came here to fulfill.
Welcome everyone. Our theme for the month is gratitude, and today's topic is grace and gratitude. And we'll also be sharing some exciting stories from our experience in London. We are all back. Woohoo! We had an amazing time. It really was phenomenal. Stellar is the word that Metatron wants me to use. So yeah, I am just bubbling to channel this morning, and so I will be channeling. I know Susan will be sharing some stories from Arthur Findlay College, and Kari is she's going to surprise us this morning. So then we'll all come back together in the fourth segment and do a discussion. So we would love to invite you to call in. We are taking live callers with any questions you might have about your life, about spirituality, about channeling, anything under the sun. And you can call in at 1-202-570-7057. And I'll repeat that number, 1-202-570-7057, and you're always invited to join us in the break room. We do answer questions in there during the commercials over on Facebook at Angel Talk Tuesday Breakroom. All right, so I just wanted to make a special note. I will be hosting a mastermind number 6 coming January 11th, a very powerful 111 portal opening up for us coming in January, and it's going to be an amazing mastermind. If you've never joined us for a mastermind, it's all online. It's very easy, very simple, and unbelievable things that's come into your life. The stories and the testimonies people have shared with me are blow me away. Good. All right, so you can find more information on that over at www.juliegeigle.com. And I'd love to have you like my Facebook page over at Psychic Medium Julie. All right, here we go. Welcome. I am Metatron, here in service to humanity. We are thrilled and delighted, as always, to join you here today, helping you to open to more of who you are and who you came here to be. And feel the beautiful energy that swirls around you, moving in and out, up and down, and through every cell in your body. And we are aware that many of you are moving into one of the busiest times of your year. And this often creates much overwhelm in your mind, in your life. Much unneeded and unwanted disharmony. So we would like to assist you today in staying grounded and connected to your truth, your soul. And one of the best ways you can do that is through your offering of gratitude. And now we would like to take you through a very short meditation. And if you are able, close your eyes and take a nice deep breath. Feel yourself letting go, settling in, settling down, relaxing more, drifting deeper into this beautiful, sacred space of you, the gifts of your soul, the beauty and elegance of the energy that you are, stripping away all of the earthly concerns, dissolving all of your earthly fears, removing any burdens you are placing upon yourself of things you should do or shouldn't do. And just imagine all of that melting, dissolving, disintegrating into nothingness. And as you strip away that which you are not, you stand in the glory of that which you are. A beautiful infinite light of love, of grace, of gratitude. And feel that energy swirl in and out and through your being, aligning, cementing, and grounding you continually in the truth of your soul. And we have now made this order to the universe to continue this healing automatically for the next 24 hours, bathing you in the frequency of your soul signature. Allow your heart to feel with endless gratitude for your ability to come into this physical body and to experience and expand your soul. You are assisting many, not only on this earth plane, but beyond, in ultimate and infinite dimensions of time and space. You have no idea the magnitude of your being here on this planet at this time. Never underestimate the power that you hold, the power that you have when you are aligned in grace and gratitude with your soul. From this space, inspiration is allowed, is opened to flow into your life, into your mind, assisting you in ever expanding the magnificence and glory that you came here to experience in this human form. I am Metatron, and I have spoken here today. This is Julie Geigle. Be sure to check my website out at juliegeigle.com. Coming up next is our lovely Susan Schueler, and she'll be sharing experiences that we had in London at the Arthur Findlay College.
The future of Internet radio is here. OMTimes Radio. IOM FM. The number one reason girls drop out of school in sub-Saharan Africa is lack of access to feminine hygiene products. The Pads for Schoolgirls Project, an outreach of Humanity Healing International, is changing this paradigm by setting up sewing programs at schools, teaching girls a vocational skill, while producing the reusable pads that help keep them attending classes. The girls pay it forward by making and giving pad kits to other girls in need. To learn more, visit humanityhealing.org. Humanity Healing is where your heart is.
Hi, I'm Kelly Fox, host and astrologer of The Astrology Show. Each week, I'll give you access to the current transits, which are a valuable tool that provide astrological information to help unlock the potential each of us has. Understanding the stars can help steer us in the right direction to make better informed choices. So if you're wondering what's going to happen in your week ahead, be sure to tune in to The Astrology Show for guidance. Mondays at 9 p.m. Eastern Time.
Hi, this is Julie Geigle. Join us for a free remote healing with the John of God Crystal Bed every week. Sign up at juliegeigle.com.
This is Susan Schueler. In life, intention is everything. And I make each of my handmade soy candles and smudging sprays just for you. Go to mediumsusan.com for details.
I'm Kari Larson. Are you ready to ignite deep healing and transformation? Find out how mediumship, psychic readings, and shamanic healings can all help at KariAnnLarson.com.
And we are
the Psychic Angel Channelers
from Angel Talk Tuesday.
Well, I finally did it. I opened a 401k.
What? Why? Just wait for the inheritance. We've definitely got a rich uncle somewhere. We're one call away from the winner's circle at the Derby, dinners with multiple forks, a vacation home in the country, using summer as a verb.
You don't actually think that, do you?
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind. Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org. This message brought to you by the American Institute of CPAs and the Ad Council.
Welcome back to Angel Talk Tuesday. This is Susan Schueler. Thank you, Julie Geigle, for that amazing insight from Archangel Metatron. His thoughts continue to really move me, and they're just so powerful. I really kind of got lost on that one. As a channeler, I work with a team of guides, of whom Jacob is the master teacher and leader of this group. He was introduced to me when I took my first Reiki course many years ago, and is now whom I call on to access the Akashic records. This is often where I gain my information during past life readings as well as psychic readings. I'm a professional psychic medium based in the Los Angeles area, although I do readings for people all over the world, on the phone and often on Skype. I do frequent mediumship and psychic demonstrations, as well as small group readings and larger private events. I've recently started making my intention soy candles and smudging sprays that are now available to the public. These can be personalized, and with the holiday seasons fast approaching, can be used as gifts as well. I also have some magical scents available during the holidays. So if you just sent me an email at mediumsusan@icloud.com, or if you just check out my website, you can reach me there to get more information on how to get the candles. As I've mentioned, all the details for any of this information may be found at my website. My website's mediumsusan.com. Also, like my page on Facebook, and I'm listed under Psychic Medium Susan Schueler. I am going to change things up a little bit this week, and instead of doing a channel like I normally do, I want to talk a little bit about some of the things that we discussed while we were at Arthur Findlay College. Before I get into that, however, I would like to also say that, as Julie mentioned earlier, we are now, we have the capabilities to do readings or answer questions for people directly during the show. So I'm just going to give you the phone number if you want to write this down. It's 1-202-570-7057. Once again, that's 1-202-570-7057. And as I've mentioned to Julie, since I am not channeling today, if anyone happens to call in, she has full reign to break in during my segment, and we can quickly do a read on a person. Now, sometimes people might be wondering what they would ask. You can talk about, or I should say, you can inquire about different mediumship questions if you call in. We could do a little mediumship reading for you. If you have specific psychic questions, you can certainly ask some of those. Because of the time restraints, we highly suggest that you're coming in with a very specific question. You don't want to have anything too esoteric like what's the meaning of life or what's my purpose here, because that would take much too long. But like I said, Julie has this set up, and so if you call in, you can talk with someone today. One of the things that I wanted to talk about, however, today was a lecture that we attended while we were at Arthur Findlay College. And the lecture was given by a gentleman whose name is Andy Bing. And Andy Bing is only about 32 years old, and I am in awe of his brilliance, because for one so young to be that advanced in his mediumship journey is just unlike anything I've seen before. He's been working on many degrees, and he is a very scholarly person, too. So when you sit in his lectures, it's like being in one of the most hardcore, intellectual, spiritual lectures you can sit through. But he also has the ability to really hold an audience. And one of the main things that I got out of one of his lectures is, as a medium, we deal with people who are going through the grieving process. And probably one of the most common questions that people will ask us is, why did my loved one die? And like I say, as a medium, you're needing to give an answer to someone. And unfortunately, this most often happens when we're dealing with someone who has lost a child. It's impossible to explain to anyone because, quite frankly, there's just no reason why a child would die. But even talking about a child, I've had readings with people where they have had their 96-year-old mother pass, and they still can't come to grips with it. So grieving it's not written in stone as to how we handle the grieving process. Everybody's going to grieve differently. But this is a question that regardless of how we lose somebody, it does come up. So I was quite glad that Andy discussed this with us. And one of the things, I mean, if you think about this, we often ask, why would God allow this to happen? Or what's the purpose of this? What's the meaning of their death? And I used to try to come up with reasons for people as you would sit in front of them. And I have to say, I no longer do that. I feel okay with saying to somebody, I don't know why this happened. I can't give you a reason. However, that being said, and it almost feels like it would be egocentric for me to try to come up with a reason for why someone would die, because most of the time it is just not able to be explained. However, what I have noticed, and from what Andy was saying, this sort of confirmed it, a medium can say what the meaning behind a person's death is. All right? So in other words, I can only understand that something comes from a person's death. In other words, had they not passed, some things would not have occurred. Okay? In other words, there's no purpose behind why someone dies, but it can turn into a deeper meaning. All right? Now, I see this time and time again in my own mediumship practice when I meet with people. They'll come to see you, you meet with them, and then several years later you might touch base with them again, and you find out how their life dramatically altered because of the passing of this loved one. Let me give you one example. I did a reading for a woman, actually a woman's family, about a year ago, and this young woman had died in a situation where she was drinking and she was overheated from being in a hot tub, and she got up out of the hot tub at this small get-together, went into the bathroom, and pretty much passed out and died on the floor. Tragic, absolutely unequivocally tragic passing. And the parents were just trying to figure out why this beautiful, vibrant 22-year-old girl would be taken. I mean, there's no way that you can explain that because there is no reason. However, in talking with her father, who's a police officer, he now is taking this situation, and because this situation occurred, he's now talking to youth about the things that can happen when we drink that we would never think that could happen. All right? Her stepmother happened to be also a police officer who was working in the morgue, and she had said to me since then that she now understands that when she deals with families who are claiming bodies, that she is coming from a very different place now that she has experienced what it is like to go through somebody very near and dear to her crossing. Now, on a personal level...
That's such an amazing story, Susan. Thank you so much for sharing that. We do have a caller, Heidi from Wisconsin, and we have a couple minutes before we have to go to break. Susan, did you want to take that call?
I think we should all take that call. Heidi, what do you want to know?
Well, I have a question about my father's spirit as it relates to a business decision that we had to make. He was very instrumental in us purchasing a business, and then we were forced to sell it, and I'm just concerned about what his feelings are about that and what my son's future will be involving the second business that we purchased.
Okay, so let's look at the first question first. Okay, may I have your father's first name?
James.
James. I just want to ask James to come a little bit closer. Okay, first of all, I have to say with James, this man feels very pragmatic to me. I don't feel like there's a judgment or anything over the fact that this business had to be sold. I feel like there's total understanding coming from his part. Would you understand where he's concerned, where that is?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Very pragmatic. Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah. So I get the impression he doesn't want you to feel bad about this. All right. The way he shows it to me is you did exactly what you needed to do to make this situation work. All right. So please be aware of that first and foremost.
Okay.
Okay. Now, what was the second part of the question?
Well, we ended up purchasing a second business, and I'm just wondering if that was a good decision or not, because it involves my son's future.
Okay. From what I can see with this, it feels like this is sort of a beginning step of a new offshoot. And let me explain this. In other words, this new business that was started, I don't feel like this is going to be the be-all, end-all. I feel like this is like a first step. So I think it's going to be kind of something's going to offshoot from this. All right? So to me, that feels very favorable. And I don't know if your son is named after your father, but I feel like a major connection between the two of them. Do you understand that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. So I just feel like what your father's saying is it's sort of like the way he shows up to me is he's standing behind your son and he's got his arms underneath his armpits like he's holding him up. So I just feel like regardless of what your son's going to do, he's going to be held by your father and he will be leading him along in a positive way. But I do feel like I just need to say that it's not going to just be this business. It's going to be something else.
Is the business going to survive?
Yes, it absolutely feels like it's going to survive, but I feel like it's going to be something bigger than what you actually see right now.
Okay, yeah, it is. It was a big step in a different direction.
Okay, yeah, no, it feels favorable. It makes me want to smile. And I don't know if either of the ladies are picking up anything different. Julie, Kari, do you have anything else to add to this?
Absolutely. I mean, when you talk about James, I heard no attachments to that first business of, just water under the bridge type of a situation. And with the second business, I pulled a card from the Life Purpose deck, and the card that comes up is the support card. So when you were, Susan, talking about his father holding up this son, it's totally in alignment with the card that his son, the business, is fully supported, not only by James, but by your spiritual counsel, your son's spiritual counsel. Everybody's coming in around him to support this. And I was actually seeing that it will be very successful. So like Susan said, it's kind of a shoot-off or offshoot of something even bigger. And that's what I'm seeing is huge success with that and with all the support. Kari, any thoughts?
Okay.
Hi Heidi.
Yeah.
One of the first things that popped in for me when I connected with your father was just this lovely energy of trust and him really trusting you to do what needs to be done in this situation. And I do have to say I feel very much aligned with what both Julie and Susan have said in the fact that this is going to be something that is very successful, but I also feel that it's going to be very successful in a way that might not be very obvious to you at this time. I feel that you really have to allow yourself to be open to where this could go and different things. And sometimes what might feel like a setback is just allowing you to kind of take a step back and then shift where things are heading. So it's, and your dad is definitely kind of jumping in on here too. Just the holding it very lightly, even though it is something that is obviously very important to the whole family, including your son, is to just allow the universe to kind of do with it what it needs to and be willing to not hold on to it so tightly that you keep it on a very rigid line on what you feel is going to be successful. Do you understand that?
Right. It's we had to do a lot of reinvesting, and it's, we figured it would be a while before it really took off.
Yeah. Yeah, I just feel just really allowing it to...
so much, Heidi. Thank you so much, Heidi, for joining us today on the show. And we love having our listeners call in so we can tune in and connect with you. Coming up in our next segment is our lovely Kari Larson. She'll be channeling Archangel Orion. Thank you so much, Susan Schueler.
Thank you.
The cutting edge of conscious radio, OMTimes Radio, IOM FM. Host your show on IOM FM, the radio network of OMTimes Media, one of the more recognized brand names in the conscious community, and is backed by the extensive marketing reach of OMTimes. Hosting a show on IOM FM immediately connects you with our extensive dedicated community.
Come heal yourself. What is healing? Healing is nothing but connecting with your all-knowing higher self that already has solutions to all your problems and is always there to guide you. Through this show, we help you to connect with that you are and tap into that innate potential you have to transform your life and fly high. Please join me, your host Monica Goyal, every Sunday, 7 p.m. Pacific. Namaste.
Hi, this is Julie Geigle. Would you like to know the secret to manifesting? Join our next Manifesting Mastermind to create miracles of health, wealth, love, and joy. Sign up at juliegeigel.com.
Why wonder when you can know? Hi, this is psychic medium Susan Schueler. Let me help you get the answers. Schedule an appointment today at mediumsusan.com.
I'm Kari Larson. If you're looking for ways to add meditation into your daily routine, head over to KariAnnLarson.com for a free guided meditation and mindfulness tips you can incorporate even while navigating traffic.
And we are
the Psychic Angel Channelers
from Angel Talk Tuesday.
Today, my new dad and I shot off a rocket in the park.
Today, my new son and I failed to shoot off a rocket.
The rocket launched into the air
and then crashed into the pond.
I'll never forget that day.
I'll never forget that day, even if I tried.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are. For more information on how you can adopt, visit adoptuskids.org. A public service announcement from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
Welcome back to Angel Talk Tuesday. This is Kari Larson. Thank you so much, Susan Schueler, for that incredible discussion on Andy's philosophical lecture. If any of you ever have a chance to catch Andy Bing in one of his lectures or discussions, I highly recommend it. He is very, very knowledgeable and just a genuinely great guy. And that particular lecture was on a subject that really, really needs to be addressed. And also a special thank you to Heidi for calling in. It was so lovely to connect with you this morning. I personally am very, very grateful to be here with you all again. It's been a couple of weeks since I was over in London and traveling the southern part of England, which was an absolutely amazing, amazing experience. I am a spiritual medium, a shaman, and what I like to call a creative adventurer. I do mediumship and psychic readings, shamanic healings, and classes both over the phone, Skype, and in the Los Angeles area. I am the founder of the Journey to Authenticity series, which is an intensive journey to guide you on your path to prosperity, abundance, health, love, and the one thing at the root of it all, which is your authenticity. You can hop over to my website, which is KariAnnLarson.com, to learn more. I also have a free chakra journey meditation, mindfulness tips, all that sort of goodness that you can tap into as well. I am also in the process of putting together orders for my jewelry for the holiday season. If you're interested in that, you can catch a couple pictures on my Instagram, which is just Kari Larson. I've got some pictures on there. I will be posting some more later, and you can just email me if you're interested, and we can discuss, and I will be putting some up on the website and all that other goodness as well. So now to get down to business. So I do work with several different guides, angels, all that goodness. Orion has been the one taking the leadership role when I'm doing my channeling and some different things. So he is the one that is with me today, and I'm very excited to connect with him because as we've connected over the last few weeks, we haven't really had the opportunity to share in what has come through. So he's dying to get started. So let's begin. Hello, loved ones. It is I, Orion. I am so blessed to be connecting with you all once again. Today I will be speaking of gratitude, an appropriate topic for this time of year. As we have entered the holiday season, and it will continue on into the new year, it is important to choose now where you want your energy to do. The end of the year carries with it a wave of stress, anxiety, frustration, but it also brings an opportunity to give, to receive, to open your hearts to this wonderful abundance there is in your life and all around you. This may seem futile at times when bills are piling up, but you always have a choice. You can choose to focus on the lack, the mounting debt, the overly filled schedules, the sleep deprivation, or you can choose to focus on the home you have, in which the bills pay for, the family and friends who help to fill the slots on your schedule, and the sleepless nights you spent working to have the means to express your gratitude for your friends and family, employees, by gifting them a small token of your appreciation. The holidays are what you choose to make them. No matter your religion, background, or spiritual preference, allow this season to be one grounded in love and gratitude. Raise your vibration so you can resonate with the joy of the season and the awe and magic that December can bring. Make your gratitude lists as we have spoken of before. In fact, make one now. Grab a pen and a paper. A mental list will work fine as well. You may find you are already writing things down. But if you are thinking, allow me to help. Stop. Inhale. Exhale. Repeat. Breathing deeply and exhaling gently. Settle into your body. Relax your mind. Allow love to fill you from the ground up, drawing it from Mother Earth until it overflows through the top of your head. overflowing to the heavens. Now think of your family, friends, projects, whatever helps you to keep the love going. Write these things down and allow this to be your holiday season reminder for when stress takes over. Add to the list as you go. Add moments that bring you gratitude, moments that shift your mood to a higher vibration of love, gratitude, and abundance. By January, you may find your list overflowing. That is my hope, for there are many things in this world to be grateful for, but you must choose to see them. Choose to focus on love. Choose to see the love in others, the love in yourself, and you will enter 2017 ready to receive all it has to gift. Allow yourself to shift to gratitude. We are here to assist you. Allow yourself to notice our signs, our treasure nuggets we leave on your path. A small feather, a penny, a phrase that catches your attention. These are some of the ways we show our gratitude for you, and also our way of showing we are with you, supporting you, guiding you, and loving you.
This is Kari and Larson. Stay tuned for our psychic discussion on today's channeled messages as well as discussions. And don't forget to pop over to the Angel Talk Tuesday Breakroom where we can connect with you during our commercials.
Bringing a more conscious lifestyle to your world. OMTimes Radio. IOM FM.
Looking for inspiration?
Want to be inspired?
Not sure where to go?
Find Mark and Kim every Wednesdays at 3 p.m. Eastern on Inspired Living.
Topics will elevate consciousness and range from metaphysics to the human and social experience and all things spiritual.
Welcome to an inspired community that offers support, encouragement, and new ways of thinking. You are the inspired and the inspiration.
Hi, this is Julie Geigle. Would you like a free psychic reading? Become a member of our inner circle and get a free reading today. Sign up at juliegeigle.com.
Hi, this is Susan Schueler. Have you stopped by my website to download your free mini grounding meditation? Do so now at mediumsusan.com.
I'm Kari Ann Larson, founder of the Journey to Authenticity series, an intensive journey to guide you along your path to prosperity, abundance, health, love, and the one thing at the root of it all, your authenticity. Head over to KariAnnLarson.com to learn more.
And we are
the Psychic Angel Channelers
from Angel Talk Tuesday.
When is the best time to talk to your family about staying in touch during a disaster? When floodwaters reach your door? When wildfires are engulfing the edge of your neighborhood? Or an earthquake is destroying buildings? Or is the best time perhaps today? During a disaster, you may not be able to stay in touch with your family or friends as easily as you think. Go to ready.gov/communicate and make your emergency plan today. Don't wait. Communicate. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
Welcome back. This is Julie Geigle. Thank you for listening to Angel Talk Tuesday, hosted every Tuesday at 10 a.m. Eastern. and 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on OMTimes Radio. Thank you, Kari and Larson, for that beautiful message from Archangel Orion. And now we're just going to take a few moments to discuss the segments and kind of bring it all home together. And we started out with Metatron. So, Kari, can you share some thoughts on that channeling?
I can. Although I have to say, when he brought us into that meditation, I just felt myself melt into my chair, and it's incredible to see just how you've transformed and your openness to allow him to really communicate through you. I just think is so beautiful. Yeah, and that whole time I felt the stress, and I love, his message was kind of similar to Orion's, and just allowing the openness of the holiday season and to see it for what it is, and I could just feel like the stress of, coming back from a 3-week trip melting away. So as I look at the piles of stuff I need to do.
As I was meditating this morning, it was like I kept getting distracted by all the things I have to do. It's like, stop.
Yeah, it's a lot. So I loved that, and it felt so grounded and so rooted in just what I think is easily forgotten this time of year, with not even just the holidays, but the end of the year and trying to finish things, and just felt so good to be washed with that energy of connecting.
Yeah. Thank you. I really felt a power today that's a new level, absolutely a new level. And I think that part of it was just that very simple meditation that we did every single day when we were at Arthur Findlay College, sitting in your power. I did, listen to one of those audio files, and really, really could feel Metatron be like, this is it. This is what we've been talking about. So, yeah, thank you for that feedback. Any thoughts, Susan?
Well, it's funny what you say about what Metatron said about stripping away that which you are not. So many times we get so wrapped up during the holiday seasons thinking that we are all of these things. And it's really not. I know just from a personal point, my husband and I do a big card every year. And it seems like every year we get in a fight about it. I'm like, isn't this a little ironic that we're trying to do this lovely Christmas card, but we're getting in a fight about it? So you do kind of have to, put things in perspective. And Julie, I also have to ask you, so do you feel AFC took you to a different place in your meditation and your connection to Metatron?
Absolutely. And like I said, just that very simple meditation of sitting in your power and being that light, connecting to the light of your soul. And they talked about how if you just do that one little thing, it's about 10 minutes every day, that will open up and explode your gifts in terms of, psychic development, mediumship development, everything, because it really, really is just tuning in and aligning with your soul on another level, because, we all meditate and we all work with source energy and spirits, but for some reason that meditation focused on your soul, connecting with your eternal being, that was life-changing for me, definitely. Yeah, so very exciting. And Susan talked about some of the messages, some of the wisdom shared by our wonderful tutor, Andy, and I did not get to be in on that. I don't remember that one, Susan.
You know what it is? I think you had Chris. I think when they split us, you may have gone to Chris's group.
Oh, yeah. Because our group was so large that oftentimes we would get split into smaller groups. Yes. And yeah, I remember now. But yeah, so exciting that you could share that time with Andy. Kari, did you have any thoughts on what Susan had shared?
Oh, I do. What Andy discussed, and I mentioned this too in my segment, if you ever have a chance to just listen to him, he's phenomenal. But I loved what he talked about in regards to when people ask the question of, why did my loved one die, or why did this have to happen, or why do bad things happen? And it's such a potent topic that needs to really be handled delicately. And in our discussion, both in the classroom and then outside of the classroom, I think what really came through is every situation that has happened, I know in my life and in a number of my clients' lives and things like that. In the moment, you can't really understand why something terrible like that would happen. But fast forward, whether it's months or sometimes even years, you can really see how those moments helped to shift and change. And that's when you can find not the reason for why things happened necessarily, but you can at least find the meaning in them. And I don't think anybody but the person who experienced those situations can find the meaning. I wouldn't be able to tell a client the meaning for something having happened. That's something that would be kind of discovered on their own. And so just his way of expressing it, and just, there really is no reason that loved ones die. It is just, unfortunately, a part of life. And it was such an amazing discussion. And I've heard Chris's philosophy as well, so I know that the discussion you sat in would have been equally as enjoyable and as fun.
Yeah, absolutely. And, I would agree that sometimes you can get stuck in that question of why. And, I just think about Eckhart Tolle and some of his spiritual teachings, and, just trying to stay present in the moment and grounded in gratitude. Because it is, I love what you posted the other day, Susan, on Facebook about when someone dies in your life. It becomes woven into the fabric of your being. It isn't something you get over or get through. It becomes a part of literally who you are, and it changes. It changes your reality. It changes your whole entire being, and influences and affects everything in your life. So when you think of it in terms, when you think of grieving in those terms of, not something that you get over or get through, it is just something that becomes who you are. There was just such an eloquence in the way that it was stated that it truly was lovely. Do you know what I'm talking about, Susan?
I absolutely know what you're talking about, yeah. And it is interesting, too, because I remember somebody very close to me passing, and somebody said to me, so are you past this now? And it was almost like I was insulted, like they would think that, okay, I'm over it now, we can move forward.
Ouch, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I mean. Not everybody, and if you've not experienced death, you don't really know.
Right, you don't really. Yeah.
I also
totally agree with that.
I also would have to, I just want to add that it's, I've had some people say to me, I haven't lost a parent, so I would never understand what it feels like to lose a parent, and different things like that of comparison. And I couldn't imagine losing either of my parents, and I know that day will come. But I think it's so important that it doesn't matter if you lost a friend who was more of an acquaintance, or if you lost somebody who was, a part of you. The grieving process is so individual, and it's so personal that
absolutely,
whether I've lost a number of different people. I always say in trainings when we're doing mediumship trainings, I'm like, I got a whole slew of people on the other side. easy to connect with one. But it's, just because I've lost a number of people doesn't make it any easier any of the times I have to go through it. And, that's the same as somebody who's going through it for the first time. And so I feel like that's such the aspect of grief counseling in our line of work is something that I really feel is important, and it's something that is not often discussed or brought up, but in reality, we are working a number of the time with, especially mediumship, we are working with people who have lost loved ones, because it's their loved ones that we are connecting with.
Yeah,
so I think that's
the closure that we are able to give people, help people with, processing the experience is, unbeatable, most definitely. Okay, because we're running out of time here, Kari. I wanted to just say how much I loved Archangel Orion today. And I mean, just the bottom line, the holidays are what you choose to make them. Allow this season to be one grounded in gratitude. And then Orion talked about raising your vibration so that we can revel in the awe of the season. So many wonderful messages today, and so excited we got to connect with one of our callers, Heidi from Wisconsin. Big shout out to you. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you, everyone, for taking the time out of your day to join us here on Angel Talk Tuesday. Archives are posted 24 hours after the live show airs on OMTimesRadio.com. Don't forget to join us in the break room over at Angel Talk Tuesday Breakroom on Facebook. And remember, you have a plethora of angels, uplifting, inspiring, and enfolding you in God's love every day. Until next time, this is the Psychic Angel Channelers, Julie Geigle, Susan Schueler, and Kari Larson, helping you connect with your own angelic team. And a big shout out for Susan's